because I was so concerned about what people were thinking that I was,
We all do.
yeah, I know, but it overcame whatever I was trying to do in the audition. And I think that was when I first started to believe that I could do it. But before that, it was just one mess after another in these auditions.
But after that, after you kind of lost your shit in this audition, do you think that was it smooth sailing after that in terms of like confidence, or do you still get nervous in auditions, or did you still deal with that? Because
Yeah.
I'm someone who can kill it and recognize it, but then why am I getting all nervous all over again? I abuse myself over and over.
Yeah, me too. I think that's probably not a bad thing. I think you got to have some of that because you got to be able to work through it. And I think we somehow figure out a way to use it.
Yeah.
If you can harness it in some way. And for me, I couldn't breathe. I was sweating. I was just like, I was so nervous and so self-conscious that it took me, once I got past that and started to trust it a little bit more. But that whole thing lasted all the way through my, I've been in this business like 25, 6 years now. And it wasn't until like 5 years ago that I think I finally felt like, okay, you do belong here.
Isn't that something that's almost like me? It's been like the last 5 years. I feel like I've mature is a big word for me, but matured in many ways and sort of not, I care less.
Yeah. I was just going to say,
like, I don't care if like, I still want you want people to like you. You don't want to be an asshole, but you're not going to do everything you can to make them like you.
Right.
You're not going to, yeah, it's tricky. And it's like, it's finding yourself and finding who you really are and just learning to like, I guess, like yourself.
Yeah.
Do you think you've always never had a problem liking yourself? You always like, hey, I'm a good guy. I like myself. Or were there moments in your life where you're like, I don't really like this guy?
I still struggle with that. It depends. But yes, I think that, liking yourself, also just not, like you say, not caring so much. All you can do is show up and just be, okay, this is what I'm going to treat everybody with respect. I'm going to do what I'm going to be inquisitive. I'm going to ask them what, I'm going to, treat them with the dignity they deserve.
Right.
And if they don't like me and if they think whatever about me, I don't care, And that's what I used to, really go to all ends and make sure that,
everybody's happy.
Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Total people pleaser.
Yeah.
But not as much anymore. Not that I don't care. It's just that I don't put as much effort into it because I know that, you can only control so much. And most of it is, if they don't, it's probably their own insecurities or whatever shit they're dealing with.
There is a power in like letting go and not wanting to control everything and just going, okay, I know this is happening and just letting it go.
Yeah.
As long as it's not, something awful, but like, the little things. I'm a little OCD. I'm a little this. So it's hard for me to compartmentalize or just lay back and just go, hey, it is what it is. Like I'm always thinking of worst case scenarios. But I'm better now. But I'm definitely better. I mean, did you ever suffer with anxiety or depression or any of that stuff? Or
probably. I mean, I think that it. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was. I don't know about depression, but anxiety for sure. This fear that I didn't belong. This fear that I was like total imposter syndrome. I would put tremendous pressure on myself to deliver because if I didn't know what else I was going to do.
Same thing.
So it was like this constant sort of unnecessary beating down on myself. And people would be like, dude,
I know.
You got to be easy on yourself. I was like, no, I don't. This is what I have to do. That was like part of my process, as an actor in the beginning. And it was so, I don't know,
debilitating.
Harmful. Yeah.
It's debilitating. It's fucking exhausting.
Yeah.
It really is.
But once you're right. Once you can let that go and just, I'm going to do the work that I need to, and I'm going to be and there's a lot of freedom within that because once you get to the place where you don't care as much, that's really when your work starts to shine. Because then the less you care, the more you can flow, the more you can just sit in the scene and just